Look closely at this man. He smokes unfiltered cigarettes. He drinks strong brandy. He carries a gun on his hip, and he commands the absolute respect of his entire village. But there is something the world doesn't know about him, something that defies biology. Technically, he is a she. This isn't a modern story about gender identity. This is an ancient survival hack from the most isolated, dangerous mountains in Europe. Here, in the peaks of northern Albania, women have been turning into men for centuries. Not for surgery, not for preference, and not for politics, but for power. To escape a life of submission, they take a terrified oath. They swear lifelong virginity. They promise never to marry, never to have children, never to be touched. And in exchange, they gain the rights of a patriarch to vote, to own land, to carry a weapon, and to kill for vengeance. Welcome to the Accursed Mountains. Now I will take you inside the home of the sworn virgins. You will discover why a woman would choose to erase her gender forever, and the deadly blood law that forced them to do it. To understand why a woman would become a man, you have to understand where we are. This isn't the beach vacation Albania you see on Instagram. This is the north, the Prokletije. For 500 years, while the rest of Europe was writing modern laws, these mountains were ruled by a single brutal code, the Kanun of Lekë Dukagjini. The Kanun is not just a law, it is a religion without a god. It governs everything: life, death, property, marriage, and vengeance. Under the Kanun, honor is worth more than life itself. A man without honor is dead walking. But for women, the Kanun was a prison. The text is explicit. It says women are chattel property, a sack of grain to be carried on a man's back. They couldn't smoke. They couldn't wear a watch. They couldn't enter the guest room. They couldn't vote. And most importantly, they couldn't inherit anything. If a father died without a son, the family lost everything. The land would go to a distant male cousin, leaving the daughters destitute and homeless. Imagine being a father of 5 daughters in these mountains. You know that the day you die, your family will starve. You have no heir. Or imagine being a young girl, spirited and strong, who is told she must marry a man she hates, a man from another village she has never met. If she refuses, she brings shame. If she runs away, she brings blood. But the Kanun, in its twisted wisdom, offered a loophole, a way out, a third gender. You could become a Burrnesha. The transformation is simple, but the price is absolute. A woman stands before 12 village elders. She places her hand on a Bible or a Quran. It doesn't matter. The Kanun is above religion. She makes a vow. I swear to remain a virgin for the rest of my life. I will never marry. I will be a man. From that moment on, she is no longer a she. She is a he. This isn't just a costume. The society literally treats her as a man. She cuts her hair short. She wears men's trousers and vests. She changes her name to a male name. She is allowed to smoke tobacco, drink Reiki, and carry a rifle. She sits at the head of the table with the other men discussing politics, land disputes, and war. The other men respect her. They do not see a woman. They see a virginal man. But why? Why give up love, sex, and children forever? Because for these women, womanhood meant slavery. Manhood meant freedom. By becoming a Burrnesha, she could inherit her father's land. She became the patriarch of her family. She saved her sisters and mother from poverty. It was an act of supreme sacrifice. Some did it for property. Others did it to escape marriage. If a girl was betrothed to a man she despised, refusing him would start a blood feud between the families. The groom would be dishonored. He would have to kill her father to restore his pride. But if she became a Burrnesha, the groom couldn't be offended. She wasn't rejecting him. She was rejecting sex itself. She was becoming his equal. The feud was avoided. The peace was kept. And avoiding a feud was crucial because the Kanun has a darker side, a side that still haunts Albania today. The Gjakmarja, the blood-taking. The law says blood must be paid with blood. If someone insults you or kills your family member, you must kill them to restore honor. There is no police to call, justice is personal. But here is the horror. Once you take revenge, their family must kill you. This creates a chain reaction of murder that can last for generations. It wipes out entire bloodlines. To survive, families built coolest fortified stone towers with no windows on the ground floor, only gun slits upstairs. Men and boys as young as 14 would lock themselves inside these towers for years, sometimes decades. If they stepped outside to farm or buy food, they would be shot by a neighbor waiting in the bushes. It was a life of imprisonment. And in this world of bullets and blood, the Burrnesha played a vital role. The Kanun forbids killing a woman. It is considered cowardly. So while the biological men were hiding in the towers, the Burneshas, who were socially men but biologically women, could walk freely. They became the protectors. They farmed the land. They went to the market. They negotiated truces. They kept the family alive when the men were essentially ghosts. Today, Albania is changing fast. It's a candidate for the European Union. Young women in Tirana are doctors, lawyers, and politicians. They drive cars. They date freely. They don't need to become men to have rights anymore. The sworn virgins are a dying breed. There are only a few dozen left, most in their 70s and 80s. They are living relics of a brutal past. When they die, this tradition will disappear from the face of the earth forever. There will be no new sworn virgins. They are the last guardians of a time when gender wasn't about identity, but about survival. They sacrificed everything: intimacy, family, motherhood, just to taste a little bit of freedom. And that forces us to ask, how much of your identity would you sacrifice to be free? If this story blew your mind, hit like, subscribe to Culture Shock, and turn on the notifications. On our next video, we are leaving the mountains for the Caribbean, but not for a vacation. We are going to a country where the government has collapsed and the citizens have started hunting the criminals themselves, because we are going to Haiti. See you next time.